our friend.
Hello, Yasin. Good morning.
How are you now?
I'm doing very fine, thank you.
Very good. Samson, what about your opinion about to have what's criteria to have a strong facility management associations from your point of view?
Thank you for the question, Yasin. And I must say, I'm sorry for not being able to show up in person. I was, engaged with some other commitments, and so I hope next time I will be able to attend in person. Yeah. Yes. And so, taking it from Martin's point of view, I believe the African FM Association has a huge task in helping the continent to create stronger, FM associations, which will then, proceed into creating FM standards. You asked the question if there is only the ISO standard or there are other ones. I know now that that is the only international standard that we have. And as FMs, I know we are not just working in our individual nation. We are also working across the globe. And therefore, the ISO standard is very, very useful material that we can use in creating our local standards. And AFM has a huge chance in helping in doing this. I know most of the African countries don't have even associations. And like Martin said, even those of us who have it, we haven't come to the point where we have been able to harness everyone, the professionals, the companies that are working in FM, and together in one box to work together with a stronger bond. And therefore, with AFM, with all the expertise that we have, I believe if we have representations in all the countries that are on board now and try to help the current associations that we have in the various African countries, we will go a long way in creating localized standards that will help the processes and procedures of FM work in the various African countries. We cannot just take the ISO standard and start using it, because we have our different cultures and traditions that comes in, and therefore domesticating it will be the best way to go. I mean, reinventing the wheel will be a waste of time. And therefore, I believe adapting it and domesticating it, and African FM leading the goal. I mean, be in the steering wheel to help all these strong associations to come out with their local standard will be the best way and the best thing to do. Thank you.
Very good. Let me ask all of you about what is the expected rules from Africa FM as our association for all African continent, for all African countries. What is the expected rules from Africa FM to support every country to develop or to generate or to establish facility management association or to establish facility management standards? This is questions for you, for Martin, for Mike, for Sharif. Let us start with Sharif.
Okay, yes, I think by forming a task force with the pilot countries is a one step forward. We'll see how we can go with associations and standards and how it can be developed and adopted in each country. For example, Ghana doesn't have a national association, but it has a chapter. We'll see if this works or not with the government there. If this works, then it can be adopted otherwhere as well. For example, in Botswana and Egypt, we have associations and we are following the same path, going to the government and following up on them and so on. The role of Africa FM is to have the push and the to encourage them to go on this long path. So we meet maybe every month or every other month to see what's going on and how we can encourage each other and how we can move forward more and more. Thanks.
Yes, my friend Mike.
Yes, I was going to say yes, collaboration. Africa FM, as an umbrella body for the continent, I would say, assist in encouraging that collaboration, between member states, if I would say, and encourage frequent meetings and communication, whichever way. If it be weekly, let it be so. If it's monthly, because I believe we still have a lot of ground to cover. And when you look elsewhere, and when you look at other associations, Euro FM, IFMA, IWFM, just when you look at the material, how far they are now, we just have to get into high speed, I would say. And yes, it's great to appreciate the fact that even rolling out the ISO 41000, throughout all the other members. It will be easy to to bring us further together. But my mind is really collaboration. I appreciate a lot of notes that we've been sharing so far. For me personally, it gives me a lot of courage, and I believe even for Maria and others that are here, you see, we've got the same struggles, but we need not slow down. I think if Africa FM takes that leading role, it's easier for us to communicate. And if I try and pick a phone, then it will be more of individualistic.
Right. Thank you.
Very good. What about you, Martin?
Yes, from my side, I think I'd take us back to who we are. We are African people, and since we are sitting south of the equator, we are more or less Bantu. And I would take us back to the spirit of Ubuntu, where we take care of one another, we do everything for each other, like raising a child in a village. You don't have to stress so much because every grade is ready for your child. The support mechanism that we grew up with as African people, let us not neglect that. Rather, let us embrace it and take it further and use it to our benefit and to the benefit of the new generations that are to come. Because if we don't support each other, then there is no benefit, there is no wealth generation that we can pass on to the next generation. They would rather be disappointed in terms of what they will find when they come. So I would say, let us work together. Let us give support to those that are embarking on the journey of establishing associations and organizations and standards. Let us not overlook their efforts. Let us encourage them to keep going, because we are not doing this for ourselves, but we are doing this for the generations to come, because we do not want them to find the spaces that we are occupying, the houses that we are living in, to remain in the same conditions that we are living currently.
Very good. Thanks, Martin.
That would be all from my side.
Very good, Martin. Perfect answer as well, as usual. Let us start with our friend Francisco. You hear me now? France. We have to move to Mr. Samson. What about expected rules from Africa FM to support all Africa continent?
Thank you, Yasser, again. Yeah, so that's one thing I always want to put across for the African FM to do, and that is to have collaborations with the universities in Africa. Yes. FM is still not, present, not very, present in Africa. And I believe that we can also go a long way by involving the universities to begin having education in the area of facilities management, and also having exchange program. Those countries who are already having like Egypt, I know they have some universities running FM. I know in South Africa and also in Nigeria. In Ghana, we only have one university doing that. I think African FM will have the task also in collaborating across the continent to have universities running programs in facilities management and having students to have exchange programs in this area. That will also encourage the industry and grow it in bringing it to improving the visibility of FM in the continent. Yes.
Very good. Very good. Can you see my my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. Let me thank you, all of you, Mr. Sharif, Mr. Michel, Mr. Mike, Mr. Samson, Mr. Martin, Mr. Samson from Ghana. I think toward the Greener FM, or toward the Greener FM Association, or toward the Greener Facility Management, toward the Better FM, or Better Lifestyle, or Quality of Life, we have to think about African or Africa FM Ambassador Program. We have to have ambassadors from Africa FM to all the continents. It's a time for us. It's a time to support every country with all needs, with our expertise in facility management, how to establish facility management associations according to every country law or local law, or to establish facility management standards to work with our African cultures. Again, Engineer Sharif, it's a time for you to take the right decision to establish our African FM Ambassador Program to support all our countries, for all our associations. as well as all our facility management practitioners.
Yes,
thanks again. Yes, Sharif.
I've taken the decision already. You are the director of this investor program. So tell me next week what you have done.
Very good. Very good. It's an invitation to all of you, all African facility management practitioners, to be one of our facility management or Africa facility management ambassadors, to support our countries, to support our associations, to support our universities, as Samson said. Thanks again for all, and see you in Egypt next November, inshallah. Thanks, Sharif.
Thank you very Thank you very much, gentlemen. It was very interesting. For those of you who are going on your site visit, please will you make your way to the entrance. Your guides will be waiting for you outside the by the front door there. Just right in the reception there. I don't know, is there only one or two people going? The rest of us, I believe, are going to be watching a video, correct? Yeah, but you said the site visit was leaving 11:30. Oh, sorry. Hello, how are you?
Good morning, everybody. Before you dash out, those who are going to the Mashati site in the CBD, if you can stay behind for a bit. The challenge with that site is that it's occupied by two banks, SADC and an embassy. So we can't go into the offices. So there'll be a video to show you the green features, and then if you would like, we can just go walk around the site so you can appreciate it. Thank you. So everybody seated here going to that site? How much does it take? Sorry? It's a nice walk. So we're not going to be able to get inside the building, but you can ask me any questions based on what you see. We can probably get into the reception area, but we can't get into the offices because they're quite strict about it. But it would be nice to see the external shading and yeah. Cool. Shall we go?
We're going to be on. In the very beginning, I would like to thank you for being here today, such great days with FMCE, and I would like to take the opportunity to thank all and everyone in the great team for their efforts to make it like a remarkable event since yesterday, and we have been listening to different topics from different experts and professionals, which I really enjoy and appreciate. And now we will talk about one of the topics, which is sustainability, and at that point, that we have some attendees who are not in the core business, like staying on the website, and we are happy to know more about this and go through the topic of sustainability very briefly, considering the session time, and we will touch base on important points that need to be considered by us, whatever our individuals or corporate representatives. But before going into that, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sheikh Yahya. I'm a research practitioner with more than 16 years of experience in FM, from a total of 20 years of experience in general. I've worked on both the service provider side and the client side, as what I'm doing now, as a head of facilities and real estate management for Genpact. I've worked in different markets and in different geographical scopes within Egypt, North Africa, and GCC. And I've worked for different names like Ericsson, Shell, Petropac, General Electric, same as Johnson Controls International, GCR, GFL, and CRD. I'm also holding different certificates in EHS, Security and Crisis Management, Project Management, and Lean Six Sigma, same as preparing now for my CFM from FM. I'm also part of EGITMA community, the Egypt Facilities Management Association, and the FM community in Egypt, proudly responsible for education, training, and knowledge transfer. And always my pleasure to interact in such events, sharing knowledge to innovate the FM in Africa. Talking about sustainability and to be green, as we all know, climate change is one of the most pressing issues of our time, and experts say that a combination of technology, education, and activism will be necessary to slash our carbon emission and reserve that plan. Sustainability for organizations today is more important than it has ever. It's now a requirement, not a choice. It's not a matter of being an expert in your field. It's not a matter of being the best in quality of your products and services. It's a matter of considering tomorrow from today. And as sustainability development is not just an immediate action, but a long-term development plan, from here, our story starts. We will start with the impact of sustainability. The main question for investors and executives is whether to or not sustainability is an advantage for a company. In practical terms, all strategies under sustainability have been co-opted from other business movements like Kaizen, community management, talent acquisition, and so on. Sustainability provides a large purpose and some new levers for companies to strive for and help them to renew their commitments to basic goals like efficiency, sustainable growth, and shareholder value. Perhaps more importantly, a sustainability strategy that is publicly shared can deliver hard to quantify benefits, such as public goodwill and a better reputation. If it helps a company get a credit, through this presentation. Still, for some companies, sustainability represents an opportunity to organize diverse efforts under one umbrella concept and gain public credit for it. For other companies, sustainability means answering hard questions about how or why of their business practices that could have like a serious, gradual impact on their operations. In this slide, before talking about what should we do, which stakeholders seem to be more effective in promoting sustainability development, let's talk quickly about the reasons causing global warming and climate change, and what is happening in the last years. What is happening in different countries, as we all see, from floods, heavy rains, extreme weather, or what is happening for natural water resources, is again a hot topic more intense heat wave, sorry. Although of that, we still have the chance to make a change by being part of the change, leading the change from our homes and our companies and organizations. One of the simple ways to make a change by increasing awareness and asking for volunteers, and this is one of the things that we're going to touch base in our presentation. Talking about causes and effects means that we have to mention emissions, talking about ozone, graphic pollution, nitrogen dioxide, transportation, or electric utilities, and much more. We can say